Good evening, everyone. We're going to do something a little different today. We are going to play Slay the Princess. Now then, I don't know a lot about what this game is about. I'm pretty sure it's mostly like a text-based game. It is a horror game. It had some warnings at the start, mostly flashing lights. If you have any form of seizure or epilepsy that involve flashing lights, please feel free to not watch. There are content warnings that can be found on the game's website, so please check those out. Make sure you are safe to play this. No spoilers, the best way to play this one. Yeah, I saw literally like 5 minutes of it from someone, and I'm like, oh, this looks like something I'd be interested in, and I immediately stopped watching them play it. The game, the warnings can also said there's no premature endings. There are no wrong choices. You just got to keep going. And yeah, there we go. And yeah, this is a love story. It's a horror game, but it is a love story. So with that in mind, we will hit new game.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Normal things you do, right? Explore. Okay. What are you talking about, the end of the world?
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
Yeah, do you have any evidence to back this up?
You're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Listen, I've played the Stanley Parable. Me already being on a path, being told to do something means nothing about the situation. I could do anything from here. Where's my bucket? Yeah, killing a princess seems kind of bad though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
I'm not a monarchist. The monarchy, I think, isn't the greatest thing. I wouldn't say princesses don't have any value to society. I do think there is some value to having a figure that people can look up to show a good example, like Princess Diana. She was an incredible princess. She also contributed a lot to society, which is mostly why she was probably killed. That said, like, the majority of monarchies I don't think are necessary, especially the current British monarchy. It's a waste of money and all the extravagance that goes through them. But in general, like fantasy settings, usually, like, it's a case by case situation. Thank you for the 62 months there, Eddie. How are you doing tonight? I hope you are having a good Trans Day of Visibility / Easter. If you don't tell me why she's dangerous, I'm not going to kill her.
She's not dangerous. She's just a princess. The danger comes if she gets out, which she will unless you do something about it.
That's interesting. Okay. Okay, what happens if she gets
The more
out?
specifics you have, the harder it will be for you to do this very important job. She's a princess. People will listen to her, because listening to her is in their nature. And when they do, everything will come crashing down.
Okay. Hanging out with your grandmas for family dinner. Nice. I went and had brunch with my grandmas today. The best brunch the golf course has ever had. And I was genuinely surprised. Look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her, but not commit to anything until I've had the chance to meet her.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out. Each and every one of us is doomed.
I won't fall for honeyed words.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Okay.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Oh, interesting.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
I'm not even actually the hero. I'm just controlling the hero's actions. That's funny.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Pristine?
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
What if it wasn't there?
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Yeah, it's
The door
pristine.
to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Well, I mean, you could give her better situation.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
I mean, she lives
Don't
here.
let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I thought you said there'd be honeyed words. Just checking in.
It's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
Oh, my pointer now has a knife.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, a killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I don't know, I've done worse in games. But sure, I'll drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment,
Just such big
forward to
eyes.
speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
Yeah. She's chained
You'll
up.
be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Yeah, there's worse. What would be a good one? Sure. A relationship, are you coming on to me?
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Yeah, that is true. I'm here because you're supposed to end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so dangerous?
No. I was hoping you'd tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
It's true.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Am I actually a person
I
here?
could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure you think you want to hear. But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust.
What are you a
Blind
princess
trust.
of?
So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
She's wrong.
Princess of the
This
cabin?
isn't
That's
about
fair.
Trust. This is about risk. We
Oh, the
stand
game?
to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
That's not an answer.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
Yeah, we cut off her arm.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Or probably the hand would be better.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
I do. Oh, what to do here, what to do here. I don't think we have enough people to do any sort of polls for this. Well, the title of the game is... Oh, I should do auto. The title of the game is Slay the Princess, so I think we should slay the princess.
Doubt, unfortunately,
Whoa!
clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
Wait, my arm is actually that of like a monster.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt!
Okay,
Though
the
she's
auto's a little
unarmed,
slow.
The shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Is what good? The situation we're in? I think it's fine.
Your blade slashes through the air again.
Oh, that's a
and again.
deep cut.
Fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Or that's just like the outline of the blood and it's not actually that deep.
We can still turn this around.
Can we? We're gonna finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Internal bleeding.
The two of you
Whoa!
on time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
I'm glad you had fun.
The princess gasps.
A little rough
Her
first
voice
date, but
unhealthy
that's
rasp
good.
as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Oh.
You don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Well, that was a good game. We slayed the princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Yeah.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Getting some very strong ReZero vibes. Thank you for the lurk, Ivy. Yeah, I already slew the princess, sure.
I can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
No, not at all.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Voice of the stubborn.
That's the spirit. There's no
Interesting. No longer the voice of the hero, the voice of the stubborn. Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for
I still haven't seen
this
Groundhog
really
Day.
is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of.
However, I have seen a whole playthrough of the VR game that is a sequel to Groundhog Day.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
No, I did. I mean, mostly.
We did our best with the information we were given. And
Oh, there is
we
Weasley
did
here.
kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Yeah, I know about the day repeating itself. I also know that people did some math and figured out that Bill Murray's character had been in that time loop for centuries, I think it was. Let me double check. Oh, maybe not centuries. Okay. So apparently the director believed the character was trapped for 10 to 40 years. Initially the script envisioned a 10,000 year time loop. But analyzing on-screen clues, it's estimated it was 12 to 34 years.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
But we remember, so that's not necessarily the truth, because she could remember.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Ooh, now we're getting into some Outer Wilds territory.
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Let's talk about this princess. Yeah, who locked her in the basement?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
Oh, I'm gonna overcomplicate. Yeah, why could she beat me with her hands?
She is just a princess. Whatever you think happened to you last time, just get it out of your head before you get to the cabin, and you'll be fine.
It's a little hard to get being beaten by someone out of your head.
Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions? There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting.
Why couldn't the people slay her?
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
Well, I can't deny I'm quite special.
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be?
Can't deny that reasoning. Alright.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Alright, let's go to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Uh-huh.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
She didn't even really say anything.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Sure you can.
Are you sure about that?
The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Let's just get on with it already.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
This is a little different from last time.
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's
There is a
moving.
mirror.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
You didn't say anything about the mirror on the
That's
wall.
because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You already wasted so much time in the woods. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
I care. Listen, I've played many games where there's a mirror, and if it won't let you look in the mirror, it's important. I care about whether I'm being lied to.
As do I. I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. The world is depending on you.
I'm gonna look at the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago. And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Let's not take the blade.
No knife this time. Right then, fisticuffs it is. Probably more fair to her anyway. Wouldn't want to feel like we cheated our way to a win. As long as you can still get the job done. And don't forget that the blade is waiting for you upstairs if you happen to change your mind. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an
I'm not quite
almost
sure how I want to
sulphuric
handle
odor
this.
to it. If the
Sulfur.
princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Ooh, she's all raring to go. This is my staircase. It was made for me.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
We can do both.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
So, we're, this is a nice princess right here.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Okay.
But no little knife this time, huh? No. I hope you're not just here to chat. I've been itching for a rematch.
Yeah, Mr. Narrator, this definitely happened.
Fine. Let's say for a moment I believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time. Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the morphogenetic field, all right? I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done. Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Well, could the wailing forever involve a little something else?
Couldn't have said it better myself.
There's some good options here. You look different.
Aside from your empty hands, you look exactly the same.
So you do remember me.
No, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again? Or are you scared I'm going to put you down for good this time?
Are you just going to let her talk to us like that? We're not scared. I think my position on violence in this situation is already more than clear, but you really shouldn't let yourself be goaded so easily. There's more at risk in this encounter than your fragile ego. I agree. If we're gonna fight her, we need a weapon.
She wants a fight. So let's give her a fight.
Then why are you just standing there? Fight me.
All right.
I guess we'll have to see how this goes. Your hands empty, you charge the princess. Quit the pessimism, will you? Right? It's almost like you don't want us to beat her. No, look, I'm rooting for you, I really am. I'm just doing my best to keep my expectations grounded. You don't have a weapon. You're supposed to have a weapon.
Weapon didn't help last time.
We'll be fine. Just watch. You attack, fists raised, and the two of you fall into combat. Your clawed fingers tear into her flesh, and her fists and elbows return the blows in kind, bruises blossoming in her wake, and blood vessels rupturing in vivid sprays of gore.
Oh.
Not bad. You're tougher than I thought you'd be.
Hear that? She respects us. We can pull this off.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
But without that knife, you'll never be enough.
Her knee connects with your sternum with a loud, violent crack. The wind leaves your lungs, and as you struggle for breath, you can feel something flooding in to fill the space. Hot blood, suffocating you from the inside.
Ooh.
You have to want to kill me. Like this.
You don't so much as see her movement before she deals the killing blow. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Okay, that didn't go so well.
Are you serious? That's it? That's it. Like hell it is. We're not giving up that easy.
Yeah, we are
Now
stubborn.
Get up. Didn't you hear me? You're dead. There's no getting up from that.
Sure there is. We're gonna get up.
No, that's not right. You're not dead anymore. Yes. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. You're alive.
Hell yeah.
The princess takes a step back and looks down at her pulp-covered fists.
I could have sworn I killed you. That's your face splattered on the walls and dripping from my hands.
My face?
You don't. I don't even know how you're talking to me.
You raise your hands and touch the front of your head. She's not wrong.
What? What did she do? What are we missing?
Who cares if we're missing our face? We can fight just fine without one.
Yeah, let's attack.
The two of you clash once more. It's not as one-sided as I feared, but it's still a far cry from what I'd hoped. Her injuries, though numerous, pale in comparison to yours, and the wounds you've inflicted upon her barely
Yeah,
seem to have
one less weak point.
As much as you're trying to ignore it, adrenaline pushing you far past your limits. Every movement burns.
This is getting boring. Are you even trying to keep up with me?
She lands another devastating, lethal blow. Everything goes dark. Again. And you die. Again.
You know what I'm going to say.
That we're not dead?
Yeah. We're not dead. Come on, get up. If we can just keep going, we're bound to wear her down eventually.
It's true.
Are you sure she can't do what we're doing right now?
Of course I'm sure. We're special, remember?
Yeah, we're special. Get up.
Once more, you push yourself back to your mangled feet.
How are you still moving? How are you still doing anything? Bodies aren't supposed to look like that.
An uncharacteristic terror seems to grip her voice.
Have we ever seen her afraid before?
No, we haven't.
This is how we win. We can do this forever.
I'm going to put you out of your misery. I don't like looking at you like this. You're all twitching and wrong.
I'd like to see her try. We're invincible.
Her fist flies towards where your face used to be, your twisted body incapable of moving out of the way. And then you see nothing.
Everything goes dark and we die?
Yes, something like that. Well, don't you have something to say?
Yeah, I quit.
Aww.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path...
All right, change of plans. We're taking the blade this time.
This is a very different setting.
Now, why would we ever do that? Because she absolutely destroyed us? She sure did, but what a great way to go.
Voice of the
We
contrarian.
lost our face. Yes, it was hilarious. It was horrifying.
Does it matter? We lost.
Oh, why so glum, Rage Boy? I thought you were brave. I thought you were proud. Was all that bravado just hot air?
Look, it was just... The fight was better the first time. The first time, we had a weapon. Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly, you've already been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think? What does here even mean, though? You've told us about the path of the princess and all of that already, but this is a very different path than the last one.
Yeah, it is.
That's a good point. Everything here is a little off.
Everything here is a little meaty.
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that. Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted.
Okay.
So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this.
Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs.
This is great music. Well, we might as well see this through.
Good. We're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. Don't be so hard on yourself. We all wind up in creative ruts now and then. I'm sure if you put your mind to it, you can think of something worth telling us. The interior of the castle is a place that feels long forgotten. There was once an elegance to its construction, carved marble columns holding a high arched roof, vaulted windows letting in the weak starlight. But that is how it was. Now, that's horrible. I think it's kind of nice. Makes the room feel alive, doesn't it? The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. We'll need it if we want to do things right. I say we leave it to rust. Let's not make the same mistake twice. We could have won if we had it last time. Take it.
Yeah, why the mirror thing?
A mirror? There is no mirror. There's the pedestal, the blade sitting on the pedestal, and the door to the basement. Yeah, we've done all this already. I don't know what to tell you. There isn't a mirror because I would know if there was a mirror. You're either seeing things or you're confused on the definitions of door and mirror. Or you're seeing things. That seems far more likely. What are you trying to say? It means you're hallucinating. It went away after we touched it last time. Let's just do it again.
We'll take the blade.
You take the blade from the pedestal. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good. Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel. That's no fun. And you're not even holding it right. Oh? And how do you suggest we hold it?
Yeah.
The other way. Shut. You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. As if you don't see it. You really don't, do you? How strange.
Oh, there's a mirror.
It really is just like last time. Are we really hallucinating? Why here? Why now?
Why just a mirror?
Does it matter if it's actually real or not? Talking about it gets under his skin. That's all that matters. We should talk about it even more. Let's just smash it and get it over with. I'm ready to get violent. We won't be able to see what's in there if we smash it. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
I don't know, I think it matters quite a bit. Wipe the mirror
Reach
clean.
forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A
Grandiose?
ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides.
Okay.
You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic.
So we went from the princess of the cabin to the princess of the cave to the princess of the meat.
The air is thick, its odor an oppressive violence. The metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains.
Yeah,
Princess
probably
who's
doing her a
seen
favor.
Slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
So you've returned. Do you intend to weakly claw your fingers across my skin? Or have you finally decided to try and kill me properly? I think you'll find it won't be so simple. I've changed. The way your flesh felt grinding beneath my fist, it woke something in me. That wasn't a fight. It was something worse. I'm something worse now. Why don't you come down and see what you've made of me?
Do you hear that? Oh, sounds like we got to her last time. Let's keep pushing, see what else we can make happen. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted
Whoa.
a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much a moment of hesitation before she steps forward. Her chains pull taut, holding fast as she strains against them. The cuff around her wrist digs deeper into her skin. Blood drips from the place where metal meets flesh. And then, with a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground. She pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings.
Ooh.
She is loose, and she is coming for you. She wants us to be afraid because she wants us to think she can make us suffer. Don't give her the satisfaction. That's right, no fear. She's bigger than the last time, but she's pulling herself apart. She's practically done most of the work for us.
I don't know about that. I'm going to end you. Slay the princess.
You'll try. And that's what I've been so excited for. Let's hurt each other.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow.
She has a very obvious weak point.
It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory. With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
Well, that seems unfair.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever. Huh. I feel cold. I've never felt cold before.
I'm sure this is fine. She just got swallowed up by Mr. Hansi from My Hero Academia. True to her word, you do not die by her hand. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her place.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
The narrator's gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? Again, what the hell are we supposed to do? The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
We're gonna approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yeah, don't look at it. I don't like that thing. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
The voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You are at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
What are you?
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
What do you mean?
Thoughts without connections. A dim and nascent network. I wish to be more.
I'm a person.
A person. A set of eyes witnessing from one perspective. I think that you are more like me than you are like a person. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known. The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you what sent me to slay the princess?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
The gift of a fragile vessel.
Yes, nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond, perspectives to make my own. This one is desecration. She placed the weight of her agony on you, yet it is she who unwound herself. But there is passion and empathy in her misery. She will make for a burning heart.
So by unwinding me, she unwounded herself even more.
Do not mourn her. She has finally found peace.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
I'm going to say nothing to that. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold. How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot to this. What if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
How much will I forget?
Everything, until we meet again.
Aren't you scared that I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
How many more pieces?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
I'm not going back.
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone.
I've done it once. On the 6th location.
I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping? If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
The game just closes. There are 97 achievements. Well, I think it's safe to say we slew the princess. Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot. I opened up the achievement things. I got 2 in that round. I don't really want to read a lot of them, but I do want to point out that the first achievement that shows up is the symbol for it is the mirror, and it says the real Slay the Princess starts here. And the comment underneath it, the description is, you'll know it when you see it. That is incredible. The second achievement is our song, Finish the Game. In parenthesis, the good ending doesn't count. Oh boy. That is something. Okay. Wow.
You have returned to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Holy shit. What the fuck? That was incredible. Oh. That is so fucking meta. Holy cow. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
The achievement is bring the fury to
You're
her.
on a path in the woods.
Oh, now we
At the
got
end of
that
that
achievement.
path
You'll know when you
is
see
a
it.
cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I think we need to take a moment for this because holy shit. There have been plenty of incredibly powerful adventures like this where you restart to do more things, multi-path stories, Zero Escape, Outer Wilds, and Outer Wilds is my favorite game. I don't think I've ever had a game so beautifully mess with me like that. Like, my assumption on the, like, she'll wait with me there forever and then the game closes is that I'm going to start up the game. It'll start here again at the beginning, and I'll go through something to find her again, and then it'll be brought up. The fact that the game immediately opens to that scene is incredible. This is some fantastic writing. I have no idea how many actual like paths this is going to have. I'm hoping it's not going to be tedious. I'm hoping that it's going to be pretty easy to tell what to do, because like that's one problem with a lot of games where you have to like replay and make new choices, is that eventually you're like, did I do this already? What do I need to do to change things? So I'm hoping it's not going to be like a tedious one.
You're here to slay her.
Oh,
If you don't,
but holy
it
cow.
will be the end of the world.
You can skip previously seen dialogue by hitting tab on your keyboard or R1 on your controller. Let's turn around and leave.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
I believe there are safe courses to make sure you're always making new choices. That's good. We're just not even going to conversate.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it. Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Turn around again.
Really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. Your silence is deafening.
Yeah, we're not even going to converse.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Am I slaying, son? Oh boy, Matt. Oh boy. Have you played this?
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
You watched Raocow play it? Okay, so you... when I say I had a mini freak out just moments ago after getting through my first playthrough, you'd understand why. I'm going to start walking in a different direction.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Getting some BioShock Infinite vibes from this one. Oh man, that game could have been so good.
Wait, what's going on? You're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Can I just do a little bit of a rant on BioShock Infinite? Because I think that it is an interesting thought process on multi-path storytelling. I like the general overall like world lore theory it gives with how there's always a man, there's always a lighthouse, there's always a city. It would have been interesting if they continued with that thought process and continued like other BioShock stories that just explored more and more different things. Maybe that would have gotten tedious, but I think it could have been fun for a little while at least. But BioShock Infinite is the worst part of that whole thing. The whole story with your character and like how no matter what you do, you either do or do not become Comstock. So the only way to collapse it all is to just die. That's dumb, I think. I think that makes the story feel like your choices don't matter, which is incredible because your choices don't matter in that game at all. They don't in any way, shape, or form. Like, anytime you get brought up with the twins and they have you make a choice, it doesn't matter what you choose. The result's always going to be the same. An even bigger point of it is that like the majority of the plot, there is no stakes ever made, because anything bad that happens because of choices you make, and they are immediately solved by oh man, I'm blanking on her name. Eliza? What was her name? Elizabeth. Every single time something goes wrong, Elizabeth is able to just pull something in from another parallel universe to fix it. Every single step along the way is solved like that. A character dies. Well, we'll just pull another character from a different universe. It doesn't matter. Oh man, they destroyed all this stuff. Oh, we'll just grab it from a different universe. Gameplay wise, it's incredible the things they do with that, where you can pull in other stuff. But like from a narrative perspective, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. There's no stakes, because any stakes that can be made are instantly grounded out by Elizabeth's ability. Not only that, by the end of the game, you're not even in the same universe you started in, which is doubly true literally for the story, since Booker DeWitt is taken to a parallel universe for the whole thing in the first place. Which obviously, yes, because in that universe he became Comstock and everything, and he wasn't in his universe. And then at the end of the game, it didn't matter, because no matter what happened, no matter what you did, what you didn't do throughout the entire playthrough, throughout the infinite BioShock Infinite playthroughs, it always just comes down to whether Booker DeWitt chooses to be Booker, be Comstock, and it doesn't matter, because just dying ends it all. And the big problem with that is you aren't stopping him. You aren't killing Booker before he makes the choice. The choice has already been made. He doesn't get to live with that choice. It's after the big like finale and all these different Elizabeths show up and they drown you with the whole like, oh, I'm both. But like killing him there doesn't change anything. He already made the choice to be Booker DeWitt in his timeline. It just doesn't matter. The story of that game is so bad. There are no stakes. Nothing matters. Nothing you choose to do matters. It's bad. The gameplay, however, is fantastic. The setting is really cool. The character itself of Booker DeWitt and Elizabeth is incredible, but the actual story and stakes of the games don't matter. I think BioShock 1 and BioShock 2 are absolutely beautiful, fantastic games. BioShock Infinite is a very fun situation. I wish it had been better. Anyway, that is Michael Rants about BioShock Infinite. Please join me next time as I rant about maybe other things.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh, weak. Oh, hey, it didn't. The world didn't end.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
There's a big wall over
In
there.
the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay, no.
Oh, don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
Ooh, we got the contrarian
The
again.
entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day. If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off.
The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky.
The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Stay in the woods forever.
Oh, that's clever! A little boring, though. It's extremely boring. Can we really do that? Can we really just do nothing? No, you can't just do nothing. You have to do something.
I don't know.
Alright, so it's decided. Even if it's boring, we're going to do nothing forever. Congratulations, you continue to waste everyone's time and do nothing. Wait, can you still hear me? Everything's getting fuzzy.
What is that weird feeling? It's like I'm barely even here anymore.
Oh, you're just dissociating. Don't worry about it.
Well, it's not nothing, that's for sure. Does that mean we messed up?
The world around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothing. You found yourself in the long quiet once again. Memory returns. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. You already know what dwells in the empty spaces. Hello, hands. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Confusion. Why are you here? I am unfinished. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. It is useless to us if it doesn't bring more gifts. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There's only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am our only salvation.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending?
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
I don't know about that.
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those, right?
Um. Can someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
Well, I mean, if you get into it, a lot of people only become dangerous after being backed into a corner.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Okay.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Alright, let's go to the cabin.
You make your way up the short path. The interior.
Let's take the blade. And this time we're going to try and free her.
The door.
Hi.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
No way.
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it.
Yeah.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after. The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands. Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then.
What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your royal...
How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Yeah. It's pretty awkward.
I know. I just said that. Now why are you here to kill me?
I've been told things, but I'm not sure what to believe.
Believe me.
And do you think asking me what to believe is going to suddenly make everything crystal clear? Let's not pretend that's going to happen. As far as you're concerned, and as far as they're concerned, I'm going to say whatever I have to get out of here. That's just the dynamic of our situation.
People out there that say they're gonna end the world.
Don't just tell her that.
Oh, I guess I said that already. Yeah, I'm more inclined to trust you.
Sooner or later, you'll understand that I have your best interests at heart. Hopefully sooner.
How sweet. Now be a pal and help me get out of here, would you? We could figure out how to deal with them after I'm free.
Sure.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
Alright, let's go upstairs.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Well, that's rude.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Okay.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
I don't know. Save the princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm. just
That's
above
not
the
where I
wrist
would have
of the
chosen.
unyielding chain.
Unless it's like really tight and it's not just that her wrist can't come through.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp and you make quick work of it. Before long you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
I don't think she is.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Alright.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into
Hey, you're just the narrator.
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Hey now, you're not allowed to do
Wait,
that.
this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me. Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
I don't know about that. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
You can't make me.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease. Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
Yeah, you go, girl. Slay.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. hope it was worth it. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
No, I think we can get her out of here. Oh, you bastard, you're in for it. Nah, I'm wise to your tricks.
By tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying. I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
I think we could do it.
And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Eh.
A warning before you go any further.
Uh-huh.
She will lie, she will cheat. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess. The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge.
A pristine blade.
The blade is your implement. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Yeah.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Yeah, maybe it'll be back. Oh, let's just enter the basement.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon. Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure. Turns it against you? She's a prisoner here. She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world.
Oh no, we took the blade last time and the narrator was like forcing our movements.
Okay. I'm trusting you. Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go. Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the knife from the table before proceeding to the basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it. No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us? You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic cord
chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck?
Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously
Yeah.
useless.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
Okay.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Yeah.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
That other chain on the wall, who's it for?
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
What would you have me do?
Let me borrow that knife. Don't worry, you'll get it back.
That's ominous, but she seems confident. Whatever it is she has planned, I think she knows what she's doing. Oh please, she's just putting on an act to disarm you. That much should be obvious. In case you need to hear a voice of reason, it would obviously be unwise to give away your only weapon.
I don't think that's entirely true.
If she isn't bluffing, whatever she has planned might be for her benefit alone. There's no guarantee that what's good for her is good for us.
So, what should we do?
I don't know. I'm just spelling out our options, listing the pros and cons.
Then let me help you. I'll start with the cons. If you're handing her your weapon, the cons are that she might use it to escape and end the entire world. And she might use it to kill you.
That doesn't sound great. What about the pros?
There are none.
The pros are that we can't trust him, possibly even more than we can't trust her. And whatever she has planned could do something to mess with what he has planned. Or maybe they're both screwing us over in their own ways.
I'd guess that one more. I've been here before.
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things.
It's complicated things how, exactly?
Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
A contingency for what?
For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just
Okay.
good luck.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably.
Yeah.
I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative.
That's pathetic.
I never said I wasn't.
Ooh.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that.
No. I think I'd be fine knowing that I'm not the first version of me.
Exactly, he gets it. You're lucky. So don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright? Moving.
Okay.
Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark?
The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I won't.
Fine, but you won't get another word from me on the matter.
Yeah, sure. We'll see about that.
Just give it a rest, this isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
What happened after I died?
Nothing happened. You died. I went upstairs. I couldn't leave. I found myself in a new place in chains again. More of them. And now you're back.
Is that really all she knows?
It's not like we have much of a clue about how things work. And she's probably even more in the dark than we are.
I'd like to imagine that she has her own narrator for this.
You're looking at me like I might be hiding something. I'm not.
I guess it's possible she really doesn't know anything. Maybe both of us are stuck in this loop without any idea why or how.
Yeah, let's trust her.
Slide it over.
No, absolutely not. I am not letting you hand your only weapon over to the world-ending princess. Until you come up with any other idea, like, say, I don't know, doing your job and slaying her, you remain rigidly in place.
You tried this last time. Do you want to know how it went for you?
Oh, I remember. She killed us, which, by your estimation, ended the world, right? Oh, or he tried to take over, buddy.
Exactly. If I were you, I wouldn't be too keen on repeating your mistake. Hell, we could even force your hand and do it ourselves. I'm not afraid of dying again. Are you?
A little. I think you got your point across. Fine. You slide the blade across the floor. The princess maintains unsettling eye contact as she reaches down to pick it up.
Thanks.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly as she raises the blade to her throat. What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
No, we gotta watch this.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she soars through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding audibly against her vertebra as it continues to slice its way through her neck. I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. What did she do?
Is this good? I think it's good.
So that's her play.
Killing herself?
No.
She isn't dead yet.
Finally, you hear a snap. Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink. Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her
That's
neck
very golden.
opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet. Oh no, oh no, oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
Yeah, we might be able to.
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations! You saved the world. I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please? Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
My reward, huh?
We should take her with us, don't you think?
Yeah.
What? No. You shouldn't do that. Why would you do that? I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
Even after all that, you're still not satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them.
I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things, the danger has passed. You can relax.
I don't know about that.
I'm just keeping myself sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down.
I am. I'm on team, let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
No, we're taking her with you.
Ugh, fine. You pick up the princess's severed head, its neck stump still oozing bodily fluids. Then make your way back upstairs to the first floor of the cabin.
Did you see that? I could have sworn she moved.
She didn't. She's dead.
But what if she's not?
Are you listening to yourself? Do I need to explain to you why decapitation is lethal? The door to your bountiful reward is right in front of you. All you have to do is...
No, could you give me an explanation to why decapitation is lethal, please?
You open the cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only, a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is... Wait, no, that's not right.
Well played.
Talking heads.
This is the end of the world, isn't it? I always thought I'd at least have time to explain myself before I had to watch it happen. But it's already... over? Is he gone?
But we're still here. Maybe it wasn't the end of the world after all. Maybe it was just the end of his.
Thanks for carrying me up here. I had to take it on faith that you would know what to do. I'm glad I was right to trust you.
Yeah, you can trust us.
So, this is the outside. Maybe it's just my lack of body, but it's colder than I expected.
Oh. Well. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go?
It's going to be okay, just trust me. You've been here before, and you always get scared.
It feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
You're right. Part of me wants the truth, but something stronger is holding me back. Fear.
It's not the end. Whatever's on the other side is going to be nice.
Okay. If you say so. We'll trust you.
Feels too good to be true.
You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. The bloat. You've grown. You find yourself in the long quiet once again.
When I found you in the long quiet alone, I was terrified. What if you had decided to let me wither? But your commitment now is final. Your ability to walk the path of mutual annihilation is vanished with your return. If you still wish to obliterate me, it will have to wait until I am complete. Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having a fun time here as we chill out in the Aurora. I am Polar Mike. We are currently playing Slay the Princess. I almost said Slay the Spire, a game I've never played. Hope you're having a fun time.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Are you the same as you were before? How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
I understand that. Oh, there's some interesting things going on with the hands and arms here. What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together.
Okay, fair enough.
It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
When this is all done, do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was. I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed. But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
Aww. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
You've been far kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you.
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is cold and cynical. She has protected herself when others could not. She will make for a clever heart. Do not mourn her. She doesn't need to be protected any longer.
What do you feel about me? The vessels I've been bringing you, I've hurt them.
The vessels are a weave of emotion at odds with themselves, but they are only perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I...
Oops. Okay. I'm ready to go back.
I await your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
You're on a path in the woods.
Okay. Whoa. That is a lot of pages for saving. Whew. But I think we're going to stop it there tonight with 2 paths done. What an incredible game. I kind of picked this one on a whim, literally tossed a coin. I wasn't even sure if I was going to stream tonight, but man, what a game. This has definitely pulled my interest in a lot more than some others. I do want to go back and finish Stephanie. Kind of feel like maybe I won't finish Prey. It's just not really getting me like I had hoped it would. But yeah. I hope you all had a fantastic day, a good Easter, a good Trans Day visibility. Tomorrow is April Fool's Day. I will not be doing any April Fool's jokes. We will be playing a completely normal game of Spring Keep tomorrow with everyone there. There's no tricks or anything about that. Do not worry. I hope you all join me then. I hope you all join me the next time we play this or Dark Souls or what have you. Please trust me, it's going to be completely normal. And I'm not saying that in my jokey way. I just want everyone to know, because April Fool's Day is horrible online with all the lies and everything that happens. We are having a completely normal game of Spring Keep. I'm really excited for it. I was working on stuff earlier today. I haven't had a chance to work on the map as much as I had hoped. But yeah. Whatever tomorrow brings for all of us online, whether it's some fake game announcements, whatever stupid dating sim thing comes out, please be careful for any jump scares that may come online. Things here will be normal, so you can trust me. Hope you all have a fantastic night. Oh my god, if they give a Silk Song release date tomorrow, I'm going to flip. I will flip. The only actually, all things considered, if you don't follow Medi Not the Bad Guy on YouTube, you absolutely should. He's got some incredible videos, and he's done some incredible April 1st videos, such as the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure theory about the second Abdul. Oh, what was it? Slightly shorter or slightly taller Abdul? Wow, it's already been a year since that. Oh man, no, it wouldn't have been a year. Oh yeah, it would have been a year. Last year's was The Perfection of Laverius Tucker. That was really good. Can I just look up April? Yeah, so on April 1st, that was a really good one. The April Fool's 2021 was Diet Dissect, Smaller Abdul Theory. That was really good. Oh man, if Team Cherry puts out a Silk Song release date tomorrow, I'm gonna be so upset. So upset. Anyway, I'll see you all at Spring Keep tomorrow. Have an absolutely fantastic night. Bye-bye.